This week on the Steel Report, my guest is Waterloo Mayor Quentin Hart, and our program begins right now.
Now from KWWL, this is the Steel Report.
And welcome to this week's edition of the Steel Report on Mother's Day, May 9th, 2021. And it's great to have Waterloo Mayor Quentin Hart back again on the program, the first African-American mayor in the history of Waterloo. In fact, Mayor, I don't know if you know this, but this is episode number 400 today for the Steel Report. We started back with former Governor Terry Branstad as my first guest on February 3rd, 2013. You've been on the program many times before, so happy Mother's Day to everybody, and it's episode number 400 right now.
And I want to give a special happy Mother's Day to my mother and all the mothers out there in our community.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everybody. We appreciate that, Mayor. So let's get to some questioning right now. What kind of lingering concerns do you have about the pandemic as it goes on?
Well, the concern is the numbers are looking good. The 7-day, 14-day positivity rates are continuing to lower. The challenge has been with those that are getting the vaccination and their second vaccinations. And so those numbers, I think, are about 53 to 55%. But I know public health and some of our local agencies want to see that number continue to get up as high as possible.
Yeah, because we know the vaccine is available. In fact, the state of Iowa has been turning down some of its allocation because the demand has gone down. So the main point you're trying to make is, hey, get people vaccinated. Both you and I have been vaccinated, are fully vaccinated, so we're happy to be able to say that. And the idea is to get as many people vaccinated as who want to. It's their choice, obviously, but.
And I want to thank the community too. It's been a tough year. People are impacted. And, you know, sometimes taking a cautious approach is the best approach, but I'm optimistic once those numbers continue to go up, then we'll see further recommendations change once those numbers continue to rise for the vaccinations.
Okay, so really, the community's done a good job of trying to get rid of the pandemic as quickly as possible. It kind of lingers on here a little bit. You're in your third term as mayor. You're the first African-American mayor in the history of Waterloo. Again, congratulations on that. But your term ends at the end of this year, December 31st. You've had no opposition your last two times. So why don't you just tell everybody right now that you're going to be running again, right?
Oh, no, listen. I am a perfectionist, so whether or not there's an opponent that runs, I'm always out there trying to do my best. You'll see me late night working with this person, early mornings talking to that person, but I eat, sleep, and breathe the city of Waterloo. So this is part of my DNA, and I'm thankful I have the opportunity to serve. And you may be hearing a response to whether or not I'm going to ask for the citizens to support me again in the future.
No official announcement here today. No official announcement here today.
Not on the 400th show.
Not on the 400th show.
And congratulations to you too. I mean, that's huge.
Well, I've been around a couple of years, yeah.
But on a serious note, I love the way that you're able to bring real life stories from regular people on this show to offer a perspective of what's happening within the community.
We do have a pretty wide variety of topics throughout the course of the year. Some are very serious, some are more lighthearted. Today's could be a little bit of both. You never know. So,
absolutely.
All right, so let's continue on and say some of the things that are going on because we have a lot of things that are planned for this summer already. In fact, almost back to back, it's going to be Ragbri, the overnight stay in Waterloo, and then Irish Fest coming back, both of those in person.
Oh, I know Tavis Hall Experience Waterloo is working with our local community groups. We just had some conversations with public safety about what's going to happen, so very optimistic about that. Irish Fest, one of the largest Irish Fests in the entire United States. You know, so all these projects, I'm hoping they're continuing to move forward because it's part of who we are as a community.
And they're such big events, and boy, we could use something like that after being off the last year. And of course, the mayor's fireworks around the 4th of July. Do you think those will be allowed in person this year if you go through with it?
Well, you know, we're going to reach out to the mayor and talk to her. I'm very hopeful they're going to happen. This year, we're actually going to expand from the Expo Plaza grounds to the amphitheater and spread that out to keep people distanced a little bit more through the process. So we got some great talent for you as well, but just part of the overall great things that's happening in our downtown to bring people to our city.
But you're hoping to be able to do it in person?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's fantastic. Okay, so I think it was this week, Councilman Dave Bozen recommended that there be some code changes or something about the fireworks enforcement to allow other people within the city government to kind of issue citations in addition to the police department. Do you think that's a great idea? Do you think it's going to go anywhere?
I think one thing about the idea is not just one person. It is a collaboration and conversation with those internally within city staff, different departments, and with council. But it doesn't say that because you're this department, we're going to ask you to go out at 10 o'clock at night and do this. But part of your regular duties and work responsibilities gives you authority to possibly issue citations as well. So the public needs to know the council did support leaving those 3 days there. But if you operate outside of that, then you need to expect to get a fine. So there's no surprises. People know, and I even believe some of our places that are selling fireworks are going to have stuff up, educating people to let them know at the same time.
As well, they should. They should have a sign that says, here are the dates you can, of course, you know when you can buy fireworks, but here are the dates you can actually fire them off so that everybody knows.
Safety, safety, safety. Very important.
Yeah, we don't want any accidents for sure. Okay, there's been a lot of talk about chief of staff or whatever you want to call it. Some cities call it a city administrator. Some people call it a city manager. But the fact is, you're a full-time mayor. Almost all the other cities in Iowa, the same size of Waterloo, have that extra person, chief of staff, city manager, whatever. And the council has already agreed to fund it.
Over the past 3 to 4 years, I had already began the processes of consolidating different city departments. I brought in HR directors to take a look at it. I had a council committee that would take a look at how we can reorganize to create efficiencies, but also to move us forward in the form of government that our community is supportive of. I have a division manager for public works. I have a division manager for planning and zoning. We split apart police and fire because the consolidation or attempts to wasn't working right. Leisure is going to have a division manager, and so the only place that didn't really have one was the business services or administrative services. So this is methodical, it's thought out, and it's well studied, and it doesn't depreciate my role. I mean, I work a ton of hours, and in other cities, the job that I'm doing, 3 and 4 people are doing that job, and so I can handle it. But when we take a look down the road in the future of this city, this is a good model for us to be able to use. The position will be a division manager for business services or some sort, a chief of staff. That's not an assistant to the mayor.
No.
This city's big, a lot of departments. We're moving in the right direction, but it'll be more along those lines. And so that position was a slight delay of about 120 days or 180 days or something like that. And so we'll start discussing that in the fall.
Now, the city manager or city administrator in some of the larger cities, they actually do the day-to-day operations, and that's why they're, I mean, when you hear $176,000, that sounds like a lot of money, but if you compare it to some of the other salaries in the $300,000 and $400,000 for Iowa cities. So, but you are full-time, and Council Bluffs has a full-time mayor. Pretty much everybody else has a part-time mayor.
But the way that it came out, and the conversation kind of misled people on what this actually is, right? It's not a, can I use the word, it's not a flunky for the mayor. This is a highly technical position that is half the cost of the other places because it's only taking a portion of the business operations. The other day-to-day stuff, the mayor is still there. We have a strong mayor format, and it doesn't diminish my role.
It's not like you're going to be going on vacation as soon as you hire the chief
I
of
want to
staff.
go on vacation, for real.
Okay, we're going to continue our conversation here with Waterloo Mayor Quentin Hart in his 3rd term, and soon to be announcing that he'll be seeking a 4th term unless he has higher ambitions. We're going to take a break. Our programs, remember, are online always on kwwl.com. We'll come back and talk more with Mayor Quentin Hart in just a moment. And welcome back to this week's edition of the Steel Report. As you can see, my guest is Waterloo Mayor Quentin Hart, and I guess I wanted to ask you about some of the things that are happening right now. I know that the Lincoln Savings Bank remodeling of the top 3 floors is looking very good and just about done. We have the University Avenue project, which is still looking really nice, even though they're still doing a lot of work over there. And I'll be honest with you, I love that Highway 63 overpass. So those are some of the things that are happening and continued on during the pandemic.
Right. Well, you said it.
Yeah.
You know, we just brought a group from out of town last week, and they were talking about, wow, you have so many things taking place, from the road projects, which you just mentioned, to the convention center, to the building that's right along the river, to Lincoln Savings Bank, which will be one of the best developments that we've seen here in a long time as well. But it's transpiring all throughout this entire city. I mean, we can hop over and go over near the Lost Island Water Park, right?
Oh, wow.
And we start to see the Ferris wheels and the, what do you call them? They go like
Oh,
this.
man,
the,
I'm telling you, the roller coasters.
the
are
roller
something. I mean,
coasters
that is
coming up.
looking fabulous out there already. Yeah, yeah.
And so what we wanted to make sure that once we started to come through parts of this pandemic, that we're moving forward even faster. So a lot of great projects. But Ron, I got to tell you this though, but we're not forgetting about every part of our community, right? We have some of our older neighborhoods that are seeing revitalization. The Walnut area is seeing over $17 million worth of public-private partnership taking place. John Deere, the huge announcement a couple weeks ago with $2 million to be able to partner with Habitat and the local community to transform Church Row as well. So we're moving fast in areas, but we're not forgetting about our core and forgetting about the people and the decisions we're making.
Yeah, we did a story on that John Deere announcement with, that's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely.
And Habitat always does such a tremendous job. I would bring up Vernon Weems approached the council apparently recently. Do you think that is a viable project? It seems a little bit large with 200 lots being proposed. What do you think about the possibility of that going anywhere?
Well, given the schedule, I haven't really taken a deep dive into all of it yet. I know there was some correspondence that came, but we'll have to see, talk to Noel. I think he offered a response a little while ago, our economic developer, but it's a challenge to give away every lot you have in this city, or over 200 or so plus, because you never know who comes in. Like right now, if you take a look at what happened on Newell Street, where we have Hawkeye Community College and that partnership with our trades and with the city, that's 3 new houses right there in an area that hadn't seen new houses in a very long time. You think about the work that we've been able to do on Madison Monroe, on East A Street, the work we've been able to do in the Walnut area. That's because we have an opportunity to work with many different partners. So nothing I'm saying is in opposition to Mr. Weems, but when you talk about taking every city lot, what the city has, when you have people that want those lots too, that's somewhat of a challenge.
And of course, one of your predecessors, former Mayor John Roof, has done a great job over the years, also building houses here. But he had a lot of experience too, going into that. So it's nice to see that your council sessions are back in the council chambers. I watched the one from Monday night. Yeah, it's great to see that. But really, what is the biggest concern you have right now as you look at all the great things that are happening in the city? But do you have any major concerns that you really see as an obstacle to success?
Well, you know, the lack of resources, right? Monetary resources to be able to do all those things that you want to do. So you have to prioritize, you know, 1 year, 2 year, 5 years down the road. But if someone's priority is not in year one, then that may cause some challenge. But honestly, I mean, you know, it's hard for me to do things about what I've inherited, right? And so I have just had to let go of that and focus on what I have today. That's why we're doing significant amount of strategic planning, right? We have over 20 projects with the University of Iowa, from housing to public art to relationships with landlords to the 2030 vision plan, right, that we're working on. Because even when I'm not here or our council's not here, that we had a laid out vision that includes community input of what they wanted to see, and we have a singular focus locked in making all the changes with our vision planning. So that's highly important to me, but resources are always a challenge.
The federal government, how much money will Waterloo expect to get or has received as far as the CARES Act or anything that's coming as part of the pandemic relief funds?
Well, right now, I know that we'll see about $32 million. And what we're being told right now is water, wastewater, or broadband infrastructure and lost revenue. And so, as you know, our waterworks is moving forward. Our wastewater, we've been able to do some incredible work there over the course of since I've been here. But you know, broadband infrastructure is something that's really important because COVID showed the disconnect that we may have. But Waterloo wants to become a smart city.
I was just going to say, as my notes there, you want it to become a smart city. And the governor, give her credit there, it's a $100 million investment that has been passed by the legislature, so that is a move in the right direction.
Yeah, we'd love to be a model to partner with our state government on how to make this happen. But when you're talking about infrastructure, from our traffic system to our waste treatment plants to our garbage trucks, everything we do, we want to do that and use data and analysis to make sure we're serving the needs of our community as efficiently as possible. And a smart city concept will help lead us there.
Yeah, I've said many times, there's nothing like driving through parts of Iowa and all of a sudden you have no internet service at all. Very frustrating. This should be a big help.
And you know, for folks that may not have it here, you know, there's a coffee shop, there's different places you can go to access. So, you know, for our rural folks, they don't have those same luxuries sometime in a close proximity. But on a smaller scale, some folks right here in our city are just disconnected as well. And you would think, in this year, how could that possibly happen?
Next week, I'm going to do an event in Des Moines. It's actually a roundtable discussion with a bunch of people from law enforcement, including Chief Joel Fitzgerald will be on the schedule to be one of the participants in this roundtable discussion. You and he and other Abraham Funchess I saw in the photograph that we had and one in the Courier, you led the march, peaceful demonstration after the verdict was announced in the Chauvin case. How do you view police reform in Waterloo and in Iowa? And it's a tough subject. What do you think needs to happen?
The city of Waterloo is taking incredible steps. You know, Chief Fitzgerald, his leadership team, and our PD has stepped up. A lot of the things you see people talking about wanting to pass, duty to intervene, you know, implicit bias training, we've already incorporated those things and we're moving forward. So they've done incredible work here in our local community to try to bridge that gap. So very appreciative of all the efforts. In the state of Iowa, it's, you know, it depends on where you go, right? Some people are still in the planning process. Some people are still talking about it, and some folks are making some real change. But as far as right here within this city, we've made incredible progress, and I'm so proud of the men and women within our department.
We'll be right back with Mayor Quentin Hart in just a moment. And welcome back to our final edition here, our final segment of the Steele Report for this week with Waterloo Mayor Quentin Hart, the first African-American mayor of the city of Waterloo in the history of the city, and in his third term, no opposition the last two times. Why do you think that was? You're just doing such a great job, or?
No. See, don't get me in trouble. Yeah, I'm very humble about this position, and anything could change. So I'm just appreciative for people's support.
Okay, so one of the hot topics has been the Griffin and what's going on with that. So how would you describe where we are right now with the patch, the rebranding of the Griffin controversy, I would say?
Yeah, and I hear about it every day, probably about 5, 6 calls a day. But where we're at, the city council had voted, I can't remember the exact month, to put together a task force to take a look at it. And there was a very short time frame before, if nothing is decided, then it would be completely nothing at all. So that task force has met. They came out with 2 recommendations that they took to the police to try to see which one they like. And I believe the WPPA had come out with something completely different, just with some lettering, yellow and red.
Very
and those
simple,
things. So I think the committee right now is taking a look at if they want to, because it was after the time frame. So they're taking a look at that to see if they're going to do it. So I'm waiting to hear what the task force comes back to the city council to actually support.
Yeah, because of the Waterloo Police Protective Association, I have talked or have heard from several former officers who, of course, are against getting rid of the Griffin altogether. Their proposal was something of a little more simple design, so we'll let the committee do its work, I guess, and see how it comes out. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about here, I guess, is as you look ahead, say this summer, with all these great events going on and everything, do you have any concerns about holding these things in person? Do you think by then we'll be okay with no concerns at all?
If this would have been last year, we had big concerns. And you know, you can't guarantee it because you never know when you'll see a spike. But my hope is that this community will continue to work towards getting vaccinated, and whatever policies and practices that the CDC has in place, that will continue to follow those. But it's, like I said, it's been a tough year for a lot of us in our local community.
When you look ahead at what's happening, in fact, you mentioned it earlier, the Five Sullivan Brothers Convention Center. In fact, I think I saw an event taking place in there last week, even though the construction is still going on. So progress there, and how soon before that's actually completed, do you think?
Well, some parts of it will be completed in this September, but we'll probably say about 85–90% we're hoping to be completed before the Iowa League of Cities is here in Waterloo. Not this September, but the following September. But I can't wait to come back and talk to you about an extraordinary project that we have on the outside portion of that to honor the Sullivan family. Our plans to take a look at the entire veteran and service and about our community bringing together and how we're trying to bridge all of those with this unifying project.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be glad to hear that you're going to honor the Sullivan family and the Five Sullivan Brothers with something, and then you'll keep that under wraps for a little bit. I think, but it's going to be extraordinary, that's for sure, and certainly well-deserved with the sacrifice they made. Also, I wanted to mention the Best Western Plus. I think we talked about this last time when we were over in Lincoln Park. That's open now, isn't it?
It is open. It is open. They're doing a fantastic job. They're starting to get more visitors coming to the hotel. And you know, this weekend had to be a big weekend for them with the pool and dart tournament here as well. So just a needed breath of newcomers coming in for them.
Well, I mean, I didn't even know about the tournament. I saw tons of people walking in and out, and I thought, well, gosh, there must be something.
They should ask us to have a celebrity dart. Well, you were the celebrity. I'm just there, but to throw the first dart, right?
Darts, I'm not too keen on the dart. I might miss the target altogether. What's ahead right now in the next, say the next couple of weeks? What's on your top agenda as you move forward?
Well, this 2030 plan, we have a Spark event that we want to do June 1st, and that's where people can tell their stories about Waterloo and what they want to see as the future. Continue these planning, continue to finish these road projects, redevelopment of these areas, and just continue to focus on the improvement. What are we going to do with the mask mandate and some of those other conversations too.
And are you happy, you certainly have to be, I think, with the way the Waterloo Community School District, even Cedar Falls, and the other districts around the area have handled the in-person, going back to in-person in the midst of the COVID.
They had a tough job to do, but they did their best. And what's great is they were open to conversation. Public health has played a major role with all of our conversations at the front of the conversations instead of in the past at the behind. And I just attended an event earlier last week at the Career Center, Waterloo Career Center, called Dress for Success, and more incredible work that they're doing within our school system.
What's happening at the Career Center is fantastic. I mean, I certainly wish I'd had something like that.
It is revolutionizing the way that education is done in long-range career planning for our young people, which is incredible.
Hawkeye Community College has been a big part of your life, so you know how important that education is. In fact, that the idea that kids have to or have had to learn remotely, it's been difficult for some.
The more you learn, the younger you stay. So I'm trying to learn as much as I can while I can. But we have tremendous educational entities right here in this city, and we have so much to offer people.
Real quickly, I wanted to go back to the Spark event you were talking about. You actually want people to go to the website and make suggestions, right?
Yep, their hopes and their dreams, the way they want to see the city in 2030, and to be able to tell those stories at this event. It'll be at the amphitheater, and just an incredible way to begin that 2030 kickoff that we're going to have shortly after that.
Oh, it sounds good. Mayor Quentin Hart, as always, thanks very much for taking the time. I know you're very busy and came in here on the studio. This is our first in-studio interview, actually, for quite some time. We've been doing a lot of things on Zoom or at least social distancing over the past year. That's it for this week on the Steel Report. We're always online on kwwl.com. See you here next week. Thanks for watching.